Greetings, YouTube. I want to start off this video by saying just because I haven't talked about something publicly in a video on my YouTube channel doesn't mean I haven't heard about it or I'm not concerned about it. I think there's this perception by some people that if I don't make a YouTube video on it, I'm just ignoring it. And that could not be further from the truth. Just to be blunt, I only have so many hours in the day to make YouTube videos. This is technically still my very much full-time hobby. And so sometimes things just get lost in the shuffle and I don't have time to address them. I might mention them at the close or opening of a separate video, but not have time to make its own video. Well, for a few days now, you all have reached out to me, especially you Android users, and you have told me that this game, this patch, forget the arena issues, forget the side quest complaints, forget the parry bug, forget all of that. None of that matters if you can't log into the game itself. And you have seen on my channel in live crystal openings, for example, that my game shuts itself off every 10 to 15 minutes and without warning. Thankfully, this has not cost me an alliance quest yet, but I anticipate there'll probably be some point where it does. And I do run an archaic, soon to hopefully be upgraded iPhone 6S, but I've also been told that that has nothing to do with this current crash issue and that people who have the new iPhones are still experiencing similar crashes. So yes, that is an Apple issue, but the Android issue is beyond frustrating, beyond a nightmare. When you have some players that successfully log into the game, it takes them as long as 15 minutes from feedback that I've heard just to open and load the app. And these are not Android phones that are 3 to 5 years old. These are Android phones that are like 6 months old, maybe a year old, maybe even newer than that. So it's not like the traditional Android complaints, which is where you're just playing on an outdated phone that can no longer load the new patch and Kabam warned you, so you need to adjust accordingly or not play the game. That is a much different conversation and argument than what's going on here. Again, it's October, a month of Halloween traditionally, where things are supposed to be scary fun, but some things put the FU in fun, and this new patch update has certainly challenged Android users' ability to even just load the game. So you can see Grud9E, it's one of many forum posts on this. All the feedback and no word from Kabam about anything addressing the issues that 28.2 is plaguing users. Galaxy Samsung 8 here, and it's becoming unplayable and definitely unenjoyable. I spend most of my time on loading screens with the symbol of Kabam everyone knows so well. So I don't know what Kabam can do about it. I do know that when you go to general discussion, you don't see the same real issue of urgency or sense of maybe heightened awareness. If this was an iPhone issue, to be blunt, it would probably have been either addressed by now or at least acknowledged. But Android users, and I think part of the problem is Android just covers so many different kinds of phones that sometimes Kabam just doesn't know maybe how to address it, and so they just kind of kick it down the road or don't address it at all. But in the meantime, I just want to say, Android users, if you're watching my channel, if you're frustrated, whether it be by the loading times or the crashes or the inability to open the app at all, I have heard from several of you, and I did want to let you know that your voice is not going silent, essentially, for the lack of trying. It's just, sometimes it can take a while for me to sit by and make a 5-minute video on something because I just have a certain amount of time, and thankfully it's Saturday, and so I have a little bit more time to discuss this, but still definitely want to keep this under 5 minutes. So Android users, I hope that this discussion on my channel has given you some comfort to know that I've heard your pleas and your frustrations, and hopefully Kabam has as well. I would keep filing help tickets and putting pressure on the forums. Be respectful. Don't use profanity. Don't call people derogatory names. That doesn't help, and it just makes you get banned. But they need to know that several of you, and we're talking about some players who are at the top of the skill list. We're talking about throne breaker endgame players. Can't log into the game. And that screws over your alliance. That screws over your enjoyment of playing the game. It just makes it, well, a nightmare to play. So there you have it, YouTube. Thank you, especially the Android users that reached out to me. I hope this video gives your frustration some voice. Have a great rest of your weekend.